Hi, and welcome to Who to Sell To, Video Alarm Verification. Today's discussion, we're going to talk about who to sell to. We've done a series of these, how to sell, what to sell, and today it's who to sell to. We're going to go through a few topics here. We got our outline here, and we're going to talk a little bit about iViewNow and the company and our service. And I'm going to then go into a discussion about some particular market segments. We're going to talk about end user experiences. We've actually got a couple of iViewNow end user business owner customers that are here today at our facility. They're going to talk about not only verification, but why they think this service is important to them and their businesses. We're going to talk about marketing strategies within your individual businesses. Also on this call today is Deanna Blair from VideoFide, and she's going to help us continue this theme of who to sell to with video alarm verification. And then we'll wrap it up with a summary. At iViewNow, our mission is to bring simple and cost-effective video alarm verification to security devices. We help alarm companies in a number of ways, one of which is we help identify key markets within their marketplace to focus on video alarm verification. One of our themes here is get focused. Video verification is a broad concept. There are a lot of different people and a lot of different types of verification. You need to pick one or a couple, get focused, and identify those markets where we like to help with that, and it's one of our skill sets. So build equipment assemblies. We help the dealer look at the equipment you're already using, or perhaps equipment that we're compatible with, and work on putting the assemblies together to go to market. Help you understand those creation costs, what the return's going to be, because in many ways with this program you're able to take a video system and make it like an alarm system in terms of its deployment. So planned sales presentations. We have planned sales presentations that we share with our dealers. We've got an 8-step plan presentation. What's important about these planned presentations is that although alarms and video verified alarms are very similar, they are to a certain extent like horses and zebras. Similar but just different enough where the planned presentation helps keep the salesperson as well as the potential client on track with this unique and interesting way to protect their property. Generate leads with our call center. We actually have a call center in our sister company that's got 50 folks in it, and we can call your existing account base and set appointments for you. We did this with my alarm company. We also have done it with some of our dealers' alarm companies, and it's been very successful. So from a methodology, the idea here is that we help you identify who to sell it to in your market. We help you build some assemblies that make sense to your culture and the equipment that you're using. We help train your salespeople to go out and tell the story. We really believe that in telling that story, it's an interactive story. You're going to have to train your folks and arm them with some smart devices to be able to show their client the features and benefits here. Set appointments within your account base and then go to work. So we train and educate. We happen to have on our staff a full-time automation specialist. Her name is Joni Everett. She was most recently at Niskaya, but about 7 months ago we moved her here. She and I had worked together at A1 Security for about 6 years. So her job, her mission, she is the liaison between iViewNow and the central station. She's also responsible for the training modules and training your technicians or your dealer's technicians. And we also help train, not only can we take these planned presentations and adapt them to the voice of your salespeople, we can help train those salespeople. This is the first slide where we talk about what gear is required in the field to accomplish this verification. So we're going to go over a number of slides today because there's a bunch of different ways to do this. As far as we're concerned, our intent is to be agnostic on the equipment. We are an interface. Different brands, different types of video comes into our interface, and we present it to the operator as well as the end user. This particular slide, it's a very simple one. This is in regards to a control panel. So if we walk through this, the control panel goes into an alarm state, and it's going to phone home via GSM or the internet or dial-up perhaps, God forbid. And the intent here is that it's going to energize a relay. The relay is going to help us understand what zone has gone into an alarm and if an entry delay has begun. Quite simply, the relay is punched into the back of the DVR or the NVR in this case, and the storage device is connected to the internet. So the alarm goes off, it phones home. It's primary method of communication, energizes the relay in the back of the DVR or the NVR the device tells us in the cloud. We're, in essence, using these devices as de facto IP communicators. We then send your central station contact ID, and simultaneously we send the end user a text message. We go back to the box, initiate live view for the operator, and extract the pre and post alarm clip that's presented automatically for the operator in a second browser. So the end user receives this text message, and from the text message they can click on a link, they can live view their cameras, they can see a clip of what caused the alarm, and in addition there's a button there for them to call the central station to confirm or deny the alarm if they choose to. We're going to go over more slides here and talk about these different types of assemblies, but in its basic nature, the security system is the primary method of communication to the central station. It tells us or the video device that there's been an alarm, and then our cloud-based service distributes that video to your operator. And by the way, regardless of brand, type, it's presented the same way each time to the operator, which smooths out the training and makes it easier for the operator to respond to this. This is the basic foundation of our service. I'm going to touch on a couple more slides here. This is a list of compatible devices. The control panel side is pretty straightforward. It just needs to be able to initiate a relay in terms of DVRs, NVRs. But these are our current list of compatible manufacturers, and we have devices with them we're compatible with. This is an ongoing and expanding list, and we look forward to your feedback as to what devices you'd like to have in. If you'd like a demo, we're happy to do a demo for anybody that's on here. Just let Ms. Christie know and we'll set you up. Just want to touch on the fact that our end user experience, as you can probably tell, and you'll know even better by the time we're done, I'm really big on fast cops, and so is our organization. But we've also worked very hard to have a good end user experience. There's a PC side, there's a Mac side, iPhone, Droid. There is no software. We're not big fans of software. Your clients can log on from anywhere they've got browser connectivity, view their cameras from different brands, all in the same interface. They can view it from their mobile devices. There's no app. We have browser apps. Looks like an app, acts like an app. Only the upside is when it's stored to the home screen, it's got your logo in it. And additionally, it doesn't have the baggage of an app in terms of having to go to an app store and know IP addresses and ports and so on. It's a very elegant way to deploy video. It's browser-based. Central Station, it is a cloud-based service that we're offering. We host video clips, event-based video clips in our cloud. When the alarm goes off, your operator takes the alarm in the same software that you've been using. It's where we think it belongs. That's where your action plan is, your responsible party lists are. We augment that by presenting the video either on a second screen or an overlay of the main screen. We present live view and clips of what caused the alarm. There are no notes taken in us. This is not yet another database in your central station. This is a visual showing your operator the video. However, as they change cameras and they perform functions within us, we are pushing those actions back into your central station software so they reside with the alarm event. We think that's very important. So there's no software, no hardware. This is browser-based. We've come at this in a direction that means that the investment for your central station is very straightforward. You do not have to stand up an infrastructure or an ecosystem to be able to support this product. It is browser-based. We move links, not video. Moving video and storing video at your central station, many of you know by now, is a very, very problematic way to go about this. We store it in the cloud where it belongs, offsite. Your transactional databases run clean and video gets stored offsite. Current integrations, Bold, Mastermind, SGS Stages, MicroKey. We're in discussions with SIMS, and DICE is also on our radar in terms of an integration. So I'd like to talk about a couple concepts here. The CSAA recently released a protocol, and I think that the protocol is really important, and we're really excited about it because what it does for us is it gives us a couple definitions. It's only about 5 pages long, but the definitions that come out of it, I think, help our industry try and understand these product offerings. So, excuse me. So the first definition that I'd like to talk about is remote video investigation, which many companies do, and it troubles me. The concept is that the operator takes an alarm and then tunnels back out to the end user site using either the client software from the device or some other methodology, and then puts eyes on the objective. our concern is that that is at least a 1 minute, if not a 2-minute proposition before the operator is going to get eyes on the objective. I don't think this is a very good way to do it because we don't really know what caused the alarm, and we think that's an important point. So video verification that comes out of this protocol is essentially this idea that we've got an alarm event with a date timestamp, and we want video with a date timestamp to have to be related. In fact, less than a second apart is what they're looking for. It's like 300ths of a second. The alarm event and the clip need to be from the same second. We think this is important. Getting this clip in front of the operator means that as the operator is working that alarm, they're looking at a clip of what caused the alarm. This is an interesting discussion in our industry. I have an alarm company as well as being a partner in iView now, and it's a traditional alarm company. We're traditional in that we're mostly commercial, and we do some residential, and yet I honestly and earnestly believe that my clients that have a security system are safer than they would be if they didn't have one. A yard sign window sticker from a strong local company or from a strong company is a deterrent. However, are our clients, or could our clients be enhanced or safer if we could associate video or audio from an event so that an operator could try and determine whether this was an actual or a false alarm? And my overwhelming belief is yes, that video can enhance the safety of our clients. I also think that the overwhelming reality in our country is that our municipalities are running low on funds. Our property values continue to go down. Hopefully they've leveled off. But for some foreseeable future, the municipalities are having a hard time funding themselves. I think that politically these people are going to turn this around on us and decide not to respond to alarms in different municipalities. It's already begun in many different places. Here in Las Vegas, it's been true for 12 years. So the customers will require it. I made it red here because we've actually, like I said, we've got 2 customers that are here in the building, and they're going to come in and talk to you about why they purchased the service and why it's important to their businesses. I also believe that our end users are rapidly becoming more sophisticated than the actual equipment that we install today. I think that our customers more and more are going to require an understanding of what's going on in the prem based on an alarm or in a day-to-day operation. Increased RMR. I also see this as an opportunity. Being able to add videofied devices onto an existing install or add other methodologies to an existing install is a way to increase recurring revenue in our account bases. Being able going forward to have accounts that are monitored with videofied or added on or DVRs or IP cameras, all of this just looks like an opportunity to me to augment and enhance the client security and create value for us as an industry. I also, what's brought me here into this industry is I believe this is inevitable. I think this is coming. I think that at long last, that technology, the cost of the technology, and the ability to deploy the technology are now coming in line with the client's expectation of what they can pay. And I think this is starting to become inevitable. All right. We at iView now are involved in PPVAR, which is the Partnership for Priority Video Alarm Response. Keith Gentoff from Videofied has truly led the way in the industry to try and help law enforcement and the insurance industry better understand our business and offer us and them a way to better protect folks and to enhance protection. We're involved, and we really suggest everybody get involved. As an example, the IACP has a meeting next week in San Diego. Keith is speaking there. Many of us are going to the meeting to try and better understand how the chiefs of police liaison with them, help them understand our industry better. The industry through SEAC and through industry participants has always done a great job at this. Video is adding sort of a new twist to it. Although it's very similar, it's just different enough where I believe PPVAR plays a role here to help us all figure out with the first responders, the insurance industry, and our industry how to move forward in a way that helps protect and enhance our current clients, as well as move forward with what will this industry look like, and how are we all going to deal with video and audio and the things that will be able to enhance our traditional security systems. So if you have an interest to be involved in PPVAR, let me know and I can connect you to the group. It's open to everybody, and join and have an impact. We think this is an important moment for us to have this discussion. All right, so we've got these two clips are actually on our website. One is of an actual. I really suggest that you go take a look at it. I'm not going to play it today, but we've overlaid the pre-alarm when the nice lady behind the cash register pushes the panic button and the post-alarm. It's worth taking a look at. And once you look at it and realize that an operator can get this level of real-time information on an alarm, it will change your perspective on how we can make people safer. The other clip that's on our website under About Us is a false alarm. It's a false alarm at a doctor's office. Take a look at it and understand that the client had the false alarm, got a text message, live viewed the cameras, saw the clip of this nice lady coming into the door, setting off the alarm. She called the central station and canceled that alarm before they called her. So this is also important for false alarm reduction, being able to see what's causing our alarms. So the selling process. We've been going through this with our different webinars. We believe that just 5 steps of what we focused on, and previously the last webinar was about solutions and assemblies. We did a webinar on selling in terms of a planned presentation and some assemblies. And today, we're going to focus on this markets for video verification and marketing. But we think all 5 of these are important steps on how to get your company to get focused on how to sell, install video verification. All right, so let's focus on some market pieces here. Market segments. Empty buildings. Empty buildings are a really interesting paradigm. They are in Vegas, and they are in many of our communities. So we had an opportunity here in Vegas. It was an empty strip mall. We put in about, I think it was about $50,000 worth of equipment into these empty strip mall locations where we were able to put cameras, motion viewers in, and be able to secure a large empty facility with multiple locations in the strip mall, and it was great. It was normal to us. However, what was most interesting about this was that this was a call-in lead from a property manager that had an insurance requirement to be able to protect this facility while it's in receivership. So that has been online with us for about 9 months, and it's safer because we're there, and video is completely an enhancement to this. I'm also a big proponent, on the alarm side of this argument, that we've built a relationship with this property manager, and they now know us as the security experts, and we're able to provide security for other opportunities that we have with them. So we solve a problem and we get a relationship. We think that's an important way to do business. So closed buildings. It's a little different than the strip mall, and that is that what's happening in our market is that some of these buildings that made sense during the boom no longer have made sense, and they've been empty. I've got a meeting on Thursday with a contractor who just tried to finish closing a building. It was the bank owned it, and subsequently to the closing, someone's damaged it. They've gone in and done damage to it. And if they did not have a mobile video product, a video product at all, to be able to help them protect that facility. I'm meeting with them on Thursday, and we believe that not only is this going to lead to additional work with this contractor as they do TIs and build things, we're going to be able to protect these buildings that they're buying and putting back together and selling. Again, solve a problem, build a relationship. Video and verification plays a strong role in this, especially because some of these devices now have the ability, like VideoFi, to go where there's no data, there's no power. This is a really great opportunity for everybody to stop this level of damage and theft. So new businesses. I've said this before, and one of the gentlemen that's here came from the new business license list, and we'll be able to touch on that with him. But every one of your communities offers a new business license list. We find the new business owner, someone who's just gotten a new business license is different. They're leveraging their phones, technology to run these new fledgling businesses. They need our help, our technology, not only to protect their businesses, but to help them run them better. We think it's important. So just as a sort of give you a framework here, Las Vegas has about 150 new business licenses a week. That turns into about 5 appointments a week out of if you make 150 phone calls. I'm going to touch on the script very shortly. interesting thing. We don't know if it's the election or what's happening, but about 2 months ago, it was 150 leads, 150 new business licenses got us 10 appointments. It's now averaged down to be about 5, and we get about 2 or 3 sales out of this. Sometimes that's more and sometimes that's less, but it's an interesting piece. But the new business license is a just golden opportunity to be able to go out and find people that need exactly what we do. Being able to present this type of technology, we use a planned presentation. In fact, one of the salespeople happens to be here in the office. Jen is here. She's got a planned presentation. She's got a tablet and a Wi-Fi hotspot. She shows the client the technology. She enters the client into the technology, sets off an alarm, sends them a text. It's a very interactive piece, and you can just tell new business owner could use this level of understanding what's going on in their business to be able to be successful. So here's the simple script. And by the way, our call center is more than willing to do this for you if you don't feel comfortable doing it. You can let Christy know and we can have a discussion about it. But the script is very simple. It is, hi, my name is Larry. I'm with ABC Alarm. I see that you have a new business license. Have you activated your security system? That's it. They either have or they haven't. You're not trying to sell something over the phone. You're trying to simply see if they've activated the system. In many cases, if it's a new business moving into a new suite, there's vestiges of a security system there. You'd be surprised how many appointments we get. And you never know whether it's a small one or a gigantic business. It's just sort of all over the place with a new business license. If they say no, they haven't, then you set the appointment. If they say yes, they have actually already activated their security system, then the simple follow-on sentence is, have you considered adding cameras to your security system? You'd be surprised. We get a tremendous number of opportunities where the previous alarm company sold them a security system, didn't even talk about cameras. It's crazy, but very true. So new businesses, we think this is a golden opportunity for our technology to be able to be presented in a way that helps the new business owner manage their business. So market segments, continuing on. Your current clients, you should call them. I think the days of hoping that they're going to pay the bill and letting a sleeping dog lie left town about 1985. I think you've got to be involved with your client, help them understand new technologies, and get a chance to protect them better. They are reading, they are learning on the net, and they want to understand how technology can help keep them safer and help them with their businesses. Again, we have a call center. 50 people in our call center, more than willing to set appointments for you. First company we did was My Alarm Company, set appointments, sent my guys, upgraded their systems. We've also done this with Moon Security. We can do this with your alarm company as well. So here's the simple presentation. You're simply calling your client, or we can call them for you, and let them know who you are. Let them know that you're offering this new service, that when the alarm goes off, the central station is going to get video, and that they can get video to their phone of what caused the alarm. It's very simple, and you'd be surprised. People are very keen to understand this. And additionally, all leads moving forward. For us, this has really become how this just defines us as a company and our local alarm company. But it's just how we go to market. If we come make a presentation for you, you can choose not to have verification, and we'll do a traditional security system for you. But it's not what we think makes sense. So avoid the oh by the way. The evolution within my own alarm company, and it's been different with different dealers that are using our service. But for me, I had traditional sales folks, good people, industry veterans. And what I found they were doing was they were going to market and they were selling security, they were selling intrusion, and then they were saying, oh, by the way, we offer this verification. So what we ended up doing within our company is hiring dedicated folks to this product and this service. Jen was the first one in our group. And what it did was it immediately changed the entire view of it. Jen's here in the call, but what I'll tell you is on her second appointment, which was a new business license list, she sold the system. And it caused the entire culture of our company to understand most of what we think about this is in our head. The clients are thirsting to understand how to better protect themselves and how to understand what's going on in their business in real time. So what I found by doing this, by hiring Jen first as a dedicated person to the service, it impacted all our sales folks, and everyone is now seeing it differently. Little sidebar note, as the sales manager and owner of my company. So when Jen was hired, She was trained. She went to the field. The only leads that she was getting were new business license leads. And so she's been successful. And one of the traditional old guy alarm dog guys, a wonderful guy, been with the company a long time, slides up to me and says, "Why are you giving the new girl all the good leads?" I had waited patiently to ambush him with the fact that, no, it was a new business license lead, the coldest leads in the company. She's just armed in a way that helps her tell the story, and she believes. So I would say to you that, yes, you can make packages of all types, whether it's traditional DVR control panel, Videofied packages, and train your sales folks. New blood tends to cause everyone to rethink this, because some of our prejudice, concern, narrowness as an industry, I think, is in our own heads. The client wants this. So what we're going to do next is actually bring a client in. And so we're going to bring Wesley in. Wesley's a fine young man. I just met him this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and get him, and we'll begin a discussion. So in the meantime, if you've got questions, if you'll pop them into chat, maybe we can answer those for you while we get Wesley in. Yeah. All right. So I just brought in Mr. Wesley. So Wesley, we have two questions for you. What features do you like about your iView Now service?
I would have to say that the best feature is the fact that we get active video when something happens. Just last week, our alarm was set off. Happened to be a member of one of our family that was going in to work on a couple things. So the fact that we were able to see exactly who it was when it happened and call it a false alarm, as opposed to having the cops respond and taking up their time when they could be doing something else and having to do a bunch of paperwork, it saved a lot of time on our end. So I'd say that's one of the best features, that and the fact that you get a text message every time the system is activated and deactivated.
Okay. So I met Wesley this morning, and I got to spend a couple of minutes with him. Wesley, you are 21 years old?
Yes.
And your business is all yours, office supply and rental?
Yep.
And you're way ahead of me in the business world. So you guys' grand opening is the 29th of September.
Yes.
And that's awesome. So so fabulous. So the other question that they had for you is, would you recommend this service to other businesses, and why?
Absolutely. I've actually already recommended it to a couple friends. One of them owns a solar screen patio cover company. So absolutely. And the reason being is, again, it saves so much time, and you can log in and look at something if you need to, or if you know that something went wrong. So
awesome. So when you weren't here, we mentioned the fact that we met you through the new business license list, right? We called you. You got a new business license list for your business, and the appointment was set, and then you met Jen, who's here,
right?
And she showed you the service. Did the way she presented help you understand the concept?
Absolutely. She was very thorough with everything and explained everything and stopped for questions. So it was more of an open conversation than a presentation, which was nice.
Awesome.
And yeah, she was great.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Wesley. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, so our next guest is John Grewal. John's company is LoanX. He's actually got 8 locations here in town, and he's going to be able to talk about the service as well.
Here's one.
All right, so while we wait for John, I have a question that Matt wrote. Which one is it?
Here, it's from Len Friedman.
So this competes with Videofied. What makes you different? It actually doesn't compete with Videofied. To be clear, we're a video interface. So we take products to include Videofied, Honeywell DVRs, the list of those compatible video devices. They all come into us. We present them to the operator in the same way. So it's not that we compete with Videofied at all. We are a video interface, products like VideoFide work within us to be presented to the operator. I hope that clarifies that question. So welcome, John. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. So I just met John earlier this morning as well, and John, I got two questions for you. Why did you select the iView Now service over other security systems?
Well, I was looking for a new alarm system, and I had bid it out with 5 different companies, and I was amazed that the technology was not there with the other companies. It was the same stuff that I looked at 10 years before.
Yes, sir.
You know, so the technology that you guys were offering were way above anybody else.
Awesome. And when we were talking earlier, I guess you had a false alarm the other day, and the system basically helped you understand that it wasn't. Do you want to describe that for us?
Yes, I had an alarm that went off that I instantly got the clip. I was able to see what was going on in the store, and it turned out to be a balloon that was left in the office, and when the air conditioning turned on, it set off the alarm. And we were able to see that right away. I was actually able to see that before the monitoring station called me to let me know that the alarm had gone off. I had gotten a text that quick.
Awesome.
And before, I would have had to wait for a guard to go out or go out to the store,
right,
and not know what I was getting into,
right,
not knowing what I was going to see when I opened up that door. So, you know, it was great to know before, you know, and make a decision of what needed to be done at that time without wasting hours doing it.
And you've got 8 locations in town. How long have your businesses been here in town?
About 7 years.
7 years. That's awesome, sir.
Yeah.
You are America.
Thank you.
Is there anything else anything else you'd like to talk about with the system, or ways it's helped you, or do you look into your phone? I mean, do you use the PC side of it, or?
I look into it all the time. I watch it all the time. It's actually helped me because the way I've designed my store, I ran into a problem of being able to look out into my lobby without customers being able to see me back behind glass.
Right.
So I leave the monitoring up all the time so that I can see when a customer walks in and anything going on,
awesome,
you know, in the store. So it actually helped me a lot by having that ability.
Very cool.
It's also, I've had the ability to actually help some of my employees handle some of our business, because I can look in and see exactly what they're doing, walk them through how to do something remotely.
Right.
You know, I was having multiple locations.
That's
it's a huge benefit.
Awesome. All right, John. Well, thank you very, very much. We appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks to you, sir. So instead of me trying to interpret Matt's handwriting, Matt's going to go ahead and read some of the questions that you guys have for us, and we'll talk about them.
Okay, Kate Anasalvi writes, are you having the alarm sent to the customer prior to the alarm center, or is it happening simultaneously?
It's simultaneously. To be perfectly clear, the central station side is an IP communication path. The link to the customer is an SMS. We view the customer side of this as an augmentation, where we want them to get it. They need to be involved in it to the extent that they can, but it is not meant to be self-monitored by any stretch of the imagination. It's meant as an augmentation of that central station path.
Okay, Michelle Brewster asked, is the monthly billing usually based on the number of cameras?
No, from our perspective with the central station service, it's by location. We do have 3 sets. We've got basically a 3 alarm bucket, a 30 alarm bucket, and a 50 alarm bucket, but it's by location per account.
All right, Jan from Moon Security writes, Larry, are you using VideoFide and iView Now as a remote application? If so, then how are you getting the iView Now portion of the video back to the monitoring station?
So what we've done is you can, way we're monitoring VideoFide is we took Frontel and in partnership with VideoFide and put it in our cloud. So in essence, you can send signals to our Frontel installation, and then the signals come into your central station. They come into the same viewer. It's kind of elegant. Happy to do a demo for you guys. The idea here is that it looks exactly like the viewer that all the rest of the video comes in, only very elegantly it acts like Frontel in us. I know that's a lot of work, but happy to show you. So the idea here is we've put Frontel in our cloud. You point your VideoFi systems at that installation, and they flow into your central station. They come into your central station software as alarms in the traditional way. The operator takes the alarm in a normal way, and then the video clip is presented in us on that second monitor. So it does a couple things for you. It stops you from having to support and install and have the overhead associated with Frontel, and it plays in the same player that you train your operators to take all the rest of the video in. I hope that answers that. All right. So you guys have been very patient. This is my last slide, and then we'll be able to get to talk with Deanna. As far as the marketing strategies goes, it's video verified alarms is on everything from window stickers, yard signs, business cards. It's on everything. And so what we've concluded as an alarm company is that we're really not selling a particular device or product. We're selling a service. This service is video alarm verification. All right. So the question was that this is on-demand, not streaming video. That's correct. So we're taking the event-based clips and putting them into our cloud. We're also in the process of offering AVHS, the Axis AVHS hosted software. In the next 2 weeks or so, we'll be releasing that to the market. What's interesting about that is we've been an Axis Communications ADP partner for about a year, and by becoming an Axis AVHS hoster, we'll be able to host the streaming video from Axis cameras. We'll be able to send those, the AVHS notification like cameras out, health check, and so on from the devices within AVHS into your central station software. So to be clear, we are moving clips into the cloud, but we will be offering very shortly a streaming product that's associated with Axis cameras.
Okay, Paul Nelson has a question. How are you monitoring outdoor alarms without VideoFi?
It's quite simply taking the device, and you can use either an analytic. We're compatible with VideoIQ, for instance, or you can use outdoor devices tied that are being viewed by a traditional surveillance system. So then you would associate those outside. If it were traditional, right, beams or so on, the camera that's looking at the zone is the camera that would get the clip. Using VideoIQ, you can use the analytic in the camera or in the edge device, the encoder, to be able to project that perimeter, get the alarm off of the analytic, and then pull it into the central station. Hope that answers that.
All right. Kate has one more question. How does your remote view differ from the web apps from VMS providers?
It's probably best done with a demo. We're essentially, we've applied for a patent, and our patent revolves around taking disparate video. So meaning we can have all different brands of video playing in the player at the same time. So oftentimes what happens to us as alarm guys and gals, as you know, is that if you sell the client a particular brand of device, they've got to use that client software to view that camera. I would suggest to you that ours is radically different in that you can have different locations in the same interface, different brands in the same location, different brands of video in different locations. They all play in the same interface. That is truly making us unique. All right, we'll let that go for questions for now. Back to this marketing strategies. To us as an alarm company, speaking specifically to my alarm company, not to my other dealers' alarm companies, but our alarm company, this defines us now. We are a video verified alarm company. We use different types of products, DVRs, NVRs, IP cameras, or VideoFi separately together to provide this solution, which is verification off these zones on these properties. It's not about the devices, and it's not about the brand. All these brands act the same way in the central station in our central station interface. All right, so what we're going to do now is go to Ms. Deanna. Are you still there, Ms. Deanna?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you.
Okay. Well, Larry did an excellent job leading into what I'm going to talk about. Mine's going to be a little bit more simple, where you can view Larry's solution as an agnostic interface, and it allows the dealer, central station, or the integrator to provide whatever solution they want to accomplish video verification. VideoFi is a video verification product. I guess I'm going to have to tell you guys when to hit the slide because I don't or I can't. Larry?
Go ahead. We can change slides for you.
Okay, I'll just say next when I want you to change it, so you can change it. So Larry asked me to join this basically to tell you who to sell to. And in the simplest terms, VideoFi is an alarm panel, so anybody that you would normally offer a traditional alarm panel to, you can offer a VideoFi alarm panel with video verification. Next. And I'm just going to throw this in. Why would you do video verification? I'm not going to reiterate all the reasons Larry told you. They're the same reasons. I'm going to focus on one other benefit or that you can use to get the end user to understand the power of this is to empower law enforcement with real-time information as well as the customer. The picture that you're looking at is our what we call a motion viewer, and simply put, it's a PIR with a camera with IRs in it. So we don't, it is proprietary products. We built and engineered them ourselves. We have 13 international patents on this, and the idea was that when the motion triggers, we see instantly, or within 1/10 of a second, what triggered the alarm, give that information to the appropriate people to take the appropriate action. Next. So video verification should not be looked at as instead of, but rather in addition to. And that's what Larry was alluding to. We can take all the technologies that are available today, and by combining them together, in addition to what they might already have, what they want to accomplish, we can add video verification. And VideoFi has a methodology to do that as well. In other words, we have the ability to integrate two existing access control or alarm panels and add video verification. So for an example, in case you don't know what it costs, you can add to, say, a Honeywell panel, a indoor motion viewer to a traditional alarm for under $300. Next. So one of the strengths of video verification is the fact that we get the police to respond faster because we're giving them real-time information in the same way they would get it from somebody picking up a phone, dialing 911, and saying, I see this crime in progress. Can you click in the lower left corner of the video? Do you guys have audio?
There's no audio. We're going to be able to hear through this, Deanna.
Oh, you're not. Okay, well then we'll just go, this video clip is a press conference of law enforcement announcing to the public that they will give priority response to a verified alarm. It's on our website, and I will be giving you that location later, so please take a moment and look at that. It's available for you to download and use in your presentations to help, again, consumers understand what's it all about. Next. So simply explained, as an alarm panel, it's a PIR with a built-in camera. We call it a motion viewer. We call it a motion viewer because we don't want the public to be confused and think it's a surveillance system. It's not a surveillance system. Larry's methodology integrates surveillance to traditional alarm panels. We can also integrate DVRs and NVRs to VideoFi. Think of it as VideoFi being the remote sentry that says, hey, something happened, I see it, and then using iView Now, they can tunnel back in and access the existing DVR or NVR. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's also a great opportunity for you to use if they don't want to go for a full-blown NVR, DVR solution. They're still getting video verification, and then they can build upon that when their needs or their budget expands. So it's a PIR with a built-in camera. When it's activated, it takes 10 seconds, approximately 10 seconds, 50 frames, and it allows the monitoring center to confirm that there's an actual intrusion in progress. One of the unique features of VideoFi that has kind of created a niche market for us, but doesn't really need to be a niche market. We don't need any power or internet connectivity to make it work, not even for the panel. I know a lot of people tell you they're totally wireless, but they're not. They still need power for the panel. We don't. So we can go where no other alarm intrusion system can go. All peripherals transmit over RF to the panel, and then the signal is transmitted over cellular, or we do have a powered version with IP in order to mitigate the cellular cost. But the bottom line is that this technology helps authorities capture criminals. And I concur and agree with Larry. Now we're talking life safety. This is what's making it better for the end user. In addition to allowing them the functionality of look-in and text messages and information, real-time information that they can act on. Next. So how does VideoFi work? This is a traditional alarm system. It's not, I'm not integrating or showing the IVNOW integration, but basically when the motion viewer, which is in the middle there, connects to the panel, it transmits to cellular. Just keep clicking, Matt. And then it's delivering a signal with this video clip that's playing in the upper right-hand corner. Apologize for the graininess. It's got to do with the resolutions of this player. But that's what's delivered to an operator where they can say, oh, there's a person there. Nobody should be there right now. How do we know that? Because the alarm is set. By definition, if an alarm panel is set, nobody should be there. So they can then take the appropriate action, deliver it to the end user, to the police, to a guard service, or whatever methodology you want to deploy. But it's real-time information. Next. There's two ways to provide video verification using a VideoFi panel. The first is a fully standalone operational panel. We have sirens, we have strobes, we have keypads, we have POX readers, we have all the various peripherals that any alarm panel does. We have supervised opens and closes and reports and all that information. Hit the next. So it's a complete standalone system. In addition to that, we can integrate with an existing system. So this is a great opportunity for you to market and upsell to your existing customer base as a piggyback or an extender. And what that means is you can market to them that you can add this functionality without displacing their current technology. It works in harmony and delivers more information in real-time mode. So it's a very inexpensive upgrade path for your existing customers. The other benefit to it is that they don't have to rip and replace. So that's a plus. Next. Oh, by the way, it also would allow you, because we're cellular-based, for transmission, for those of you who have POTS line systems out there, or maybe even an IP system, we can be the cellular backup or a different delivery method to make your system more secure. So my premise is, my answer to the question, who do you sell to? Everybody, anybody. Why not offer video verification? If not as a standalone, then as an option with every opportunity, and differentiate yourself. After all, you're the expert on security. And as Larry pointed out, the public wants to understand how the technology is going to benefit them, and it's pretty simple to explain. Next. So the way you explain the value can be as simple as this. Next. Immediate law enforcement response while the incident is still in progress, as well as notifying them so they can catch the bad guys, because the best deterrence is arrests. That's also the best protection of your assets. If they catch them before they do the damage, that's a good thing. So we propose value propositions to be explained, captures, prevention. We're filtering the alarms the same way that Larry explained that his customers can be proactive, call the alarm center and cancel the alarm before anybody's dispatched, because a video clip is available. And these video clips can also be can also be delivered to the end user through the iView Now interface. Same methodology, just a different piece of hardware behind the curtain. It's event-based, real-time, and you can get police priority response. Next. And as Larry was pointing out, the PPVAR, that whole proposition is to educate law enforcement because, unfortunately, they have an opinion of the alarm industry that most of what we do creates false alarms and wastes their time. This changes all that. So wouldn't you like to know, as the end user that Larry had, I want to know, what am I walking into? Is it real or is it a balloon? So do the police. Why only deter when we can help the police catch them in the act? And there's all kinds of studies on the websites under the DOJ, Department of Justice, that video verification is 5 times more likely to result in an arrest. 1 criminal in jail stops 30 other burglaries. Next. Or prevents 30 other burglaries. One thing I just wanted to point out, and I guess Christy's going to make this available to all of you, but when designing a site for video verification, keep in mind that the video changes everything. It does whether you use DVRs and traditional panels, VideoFide, or any other methodology where video is involved. And that's why Larry was alluding to the fact that you're not going to sell it like you did the old days. The paradigm is shifting to now, since we have real-time information, where is it most likely that the criminal will break in? Window breaks, door contacts, a lot of the miscellaneous peripherals that we've put into traditional alarm systems as more stopgap measures aren't necessary, because if I'm going to see them on video, I have all the information I need. I don't need every window covered. If they're going to come through the window and I have a motion detector with a camera, I'm going to see them. I being the central station can dispatch accordingly, and it all moves faster. So it's, although some of the VideoFide peripherals seem pricey, when you completely protect the home, it's actually less expensive because I don't need all the other little widgets and the time it takes to install them. Next. Oh, and one other comment. Arming the perimeter for VideoFide means I have motion detectors or the motion viewers outside. So unlike that Brinks commercial that played all the time a couple of years ago, where the door gets broken into and the woman runs and grabs the phone that's ringing that the police are on their way, I really would like a call from my monitoring center saying somebody's lurking around my backyard, rather than knowing that they're there because they broke through the door or the windows. So video verification results in police priority response. Therefore, the police are more likely to capture the criminal in addition to protecting assets. That's your elevator speech right there. Next. One of the best sales tools that I can offer you guys is, if it's on TV, it must be true. VideoFide has been featured in at least 16, probably more we don't know about, where they captured criminals. The reason it's on TV and why it's on the news is because it's unusual. It doesn't normally happen. This, what's playing is also on our website. You can view it, download it, include it in your presentations. It's very powerful because it's not a commercial, it's real. There's 2 end users that are featured here explaining how it's worked for them, how it's protected their businesses, and reduced their problems. Next. One of the comments that I hear all the time is, well, gee, I don't want to be a guinea pig. This is new technology. What if it doesn't work? My client's going to be unhappy. This is not new technology. The product's been sold for over 10 years. Hundreds of thousands of systems are installed worldwide with thousands of captures. Just want to point out that video changes everything. So, yes, you do have to get trained. You need to understand how it's different, why it's different, and how it needs to be handled by your staff, your operators, and everybody involved. So we're available to teach you that. We have national trainers that will come train your techs. I also am a central station liaison person I'll come in and train your operators on how to manage it, how to make it just as efficient and proficient as traditional alarm monitoring is. Next. A very powerful statement about what I just said is if you go to YouTube and you type in VideoFi captures, you'll see hundreds of videos of captures. If you go to the same YouTube, type in ADT captures, there's none. So that's credibility. And obviously that's what your customers are looking for because everybody's skeptical because we've all been told things that didn't quite turn out the way we thought they would. But that's a very powerful tool to use to kind of cement in their minds that this technology is ready for prime time, does work, and can help them with their life safety issues. Next. One of the analogies that I train salespeople to use that works very well is kind of explain video verification, VideoFi, as the experience that the end user has when they walk into a cell phone store. So there's 47 phones, there's a free phone, and then there's the iPhone. Obviously the iPhone's not free. So why? Why does the iPhone cost more money? Why is it in demand? What's the big deal? VideoFi and video verification is like the iPhone. There's value to it. Explain the value, get them to understand, but it doesn't mean that it's, again, instead of. You're still going to have customers that say, no, I just want the free $99 install thing. That's okay. Introduce them to both and let them decide. Next. Just to back up what I'm saying, SDM Magazine had done a special report, interviewed some of the VideoFi customers that have had the system operational for several years, got their data. It speaks for itself. Total alarms, it's not total digital, it's not all their alarms, just VideoFi alarms, 1,768 in 2011, 164 dispatches. Yep, we still get false alarms, and we still dispatch when we can't reach somebody. But out of that, there was 136 real criminal activities and 129 arrests. That's huge. Differentiate yourself with this data. That's huge. And that's very powerful in your presentations to the end users to get them to understand that this technology does make a difference. Next. Just a little more information about the panels themselves. You can go AC power or batteries. You can communicate over IP or GSM, standalone extender. You can have various ways to arm and disarm with a keypad through an iPhone, through their existing panel. We have scheduled arm and disarm, and then we also have programmable inputs and outputs like traditional panels do, so that you can do video triggers, you can integrate with access control, they disarm the door, they use their credentials to enter the building, and it also disarms the system. So it's very versatile, very functional. Next. What we've done at VideoFi to help empower you and your sales staff to be very successful is a great resource. That's where I said you can go to get those videos that I was going to show in here. It is not a password-protected site, but it's not a www site. You have to go to http://sales.videofi.com. There's brochures, there's case studies, there's videos, there's PowerPoints, the news clips, all kinds of things to help you put together the type of presentation that Larry was talking about, where you can empower your salespeople to walk in with their iPad or their tablet, give a little 5-slide, 10-slide presentation, and the customer grasps it immediately and says, oh, wow, this is better. I see the value, and I want that. Next. So remember, VideoFi is an alarm system. It's affordable, it's portable, it's wireless, it's self-powered. I don't need phone lines. And the portable part is for those of you who might have a vertical in construction or even the vacant warehouses that Larry was talking about. I can move it from site to site. We've had a lot of success with dealers doing rental programs and redeploying the system in different locations and so forth. So you could anybody can call me offline. We can go through how I can help you build a successful sales and marketing program within your organization to sell Videofied and a verified solution. Next. Look at that. We're almost right on time. Anybody have any questions?
All right, so what we'll do is Matt's going to read some questions, and
okay, I'm ready. Is anybody talking?
I think we're working on it. So what's the question we got? All right, so does anyone have any questions? All right, well, what we'll do is we wrap up is there's a couple things. We'll go through the summary, and Ms. Christie is going to do a raffle, and so I hope you understand iView Now a little better. Again, we're a central station interface. We take products like Videofied, other video products, bring them into a common interface that presents video to your operators in your central station. We are an interface. I talked about market segments, some very specific ones. This presentation will be available afterwards. We've recorded this session. In addition, if you've got specific questions and you want to talk about it, give us a call, and I'd be happy to. I enjoy very much what we do, what we all do for a living. End user experiences. I took a risk. So with our alarm company, our general manager is a gal named Nicola Oki, and she's super squared away. And so she arranged to have those two clients come. I met them before. They were both really nice guys. And the reason I did that was I wanted, as an industry, we're all talking about what impact this has on the value of accounts and what the police are going to do. And I really think the voice of the customer has been missing from this overall dialogue as an industry. So I just wanted to bring two customers in and let them share with you guys how they feel about it. The young man was an incredibly interesting guy, by the way. His business is interesting. He's been in business for some time, even though he's 21. He's way in front of me. And then the marketing strategies we talked about. Deanna's presentation did a great job of helping us understand how Videofied fits in this. The page where she showed with the marketing pieces, Videofied, bar none, has the best marketing pieces, videos, pieces that you can bring in, adapt your voice to fit this. They've been telling the story for longer than the rest of us, and it's very good stuff. So let's see, are there any questions now?
Yeah, we got a Deanna question. Deanna, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, Jan from Moon Security asks, are you seeing Videofied being installed in home applications? Customers seem to be hesitant for video within the home. How are you overcoming this?
Actually, yes, we're seeing a lot more. Actually, we're seeing less resistance to putting video verification in the home because of the smartphone. Because there's so many DVRs and other technologies available for look-in, and they feel comfortable that they do have control over it through the monitoring center and how we manage it for them. We're selling primarily to higher-end homes, second homes. Unfortunately, the focus, well, my focus was more to empower everybody to understand that this doesn't have to be an outdoor application. It's for anybody, anywhere. And when you present it that way, you'll have the same experience Larry had with his company, and that is they just want to understand what's available, and then they'll decide. So what we've done very successfully is, go ahead. Well, what we've done very successfully is that idea that I said where you put outdoor motion viewers in conjunction with a traditional panel inside, so you can piggyback off of that. So that's kind of where it's moving as homeowners become more comfortable with cameras around, and they realize that Videofied is not looking in. We're just gonna alert them.
All right,
thanks. Yeah.
Any more questions for us?
That's it.
All right, we're going to ask Ms. Christie now. This drawing is for everybody who has actually showed up for the webinar, so your odds are pretty good to be able to get something here. So you want to go ahead, Ms. Christie, and tell us what they're going to win, and go ahead and pull a number out.
So we have 2 raffles, one of which is a 4-movie ticket pass to a local theater. So I would need some information about your location. But we have 4 movie tickets, and then we also have a digital frame for your office or home. I've put everybody's name that's attended in a hat, and I'll be drawing 2 names. So the first winner for the movie ticket is, I have David Kuhn. I know you're muted there, so I will send you all the information and keep in contact with you. But I have David Kuhn as the winner for the movie ticket. And I have Richard Neep. Is that how you would pronounce it, you think, Matt?
Sure.
Neep. I'm sorry for the pronunciation, but you are the winner for the digital frame for your office or home. So again, I will send you everything, all the information via email, and we'll coordinate that and get that to you.
All right, so let's see. Any more questions before we wrap this up?
There's a question from Paul. Can you tell us more about the VideoFide app?
Deanna, are you still there? Can you tell us a little bit about the app?
Yes, at this point in time, the app can only be used with panels purchased after August 1st, and you must have power to the panel because it requires the cell modem be alive and awake all the time. But basically, the same functionality that's on our keypad and the areas to arm and disarm are on the app. So you can go to the Android, BlackBerry, or iPhone App Store, download the VideoFide app, and as long as you have a panel that was purchased after August 1st, you can arm and disarm using your smartphone.
Awesome. All right, great question. Any more? All right, guys. Well, thank everybody very, very much. We're going to post this to YouTube. If you've got specific questions, either reach out to Deanna or you can reach out to Christy. If you'd like a demo of iView Now so you can see how it can work for your central station, just reach out to us and we'll set up a webinar and we'll set off some alarms and run it into central station software. So guys, have a great day and thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.